Hello everyone! I made this video last year. It was the last week of March and peak cherry blossom season in Tokyo. I visited the most interesting places of the capital for 5 days to show you what they look like during the Hanami season. And in this video, I will tell and show the best of them. I hope it will help you decide where to go to enjoy the beauty of cherry blossoms, or you can be just an admirer of the beauty of Japan. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Let's start. I'll start with the least expected place, the cemetery, which my windows overlook. This is the northern part of it, but let me show you the heart of Aoyama Cemetery. I don't know if you feel a little embarrassed about this place, but I really enjoy walking around this cemetery. And today, it's especially nice and calm here. I met only few people, which is nice, right? Oh, you can also find a Hachiko grave here. And on the other side of the cemetery is Roppongi, a popular area with clubs, bars and cafes, but it also has few good places for Hanami. One of them is Mori Garden. Even many locals don't know about this place because it's surrounded by skyscrapers and highways. It's a small nice park with a pond and a bunch of different trees, including sakura. There are several cafes overlooking the garden, as well as the Mori Art Museum on the 52nd floor with an incredible view of Tokyo. I recommend you to visit it. The next place is only 200 meters from Mori Garden, a small alley of Sakurazaka. There is not a lot of traffic here, so you can take good pictures. Or maybe I was just lucky. You can also go to a small overpass and look at the alley from the above. The trees are blooming so intensively that the road is almost invisible. And if you're a fan of nightlife and like to hang out in Roppongi, don't forget, it's also very nice here in the evening. It is also quite convenient to take the Hibiya Line train and go to Nakameguro from Roppongi station. I guess the amount of cherry blossoms along the Meguro River made this place probably the most popular for Hanami in Tokyo. But I definitely recommend starting your walk from Meguro station, not from Nakameguro. Much less people, more quiet and peaceful, not so many cafes, but you have to be prepared. This place is really popular among foreigners, especially Russians, and you'll get hungry just as you reach Nakameguro. And here you'll definitely find some cozy cafe, or not so cozy nosy place with a huge crowd. Who knows? I guess the only place that can compete with Nakameguro is the Shinjuku Gyoen Garden. And this is the first place where you need to pay to enter, but it's only 500 yen. And you finally can pay by Pasmo card, so you don't have to wait in a queue to buy tickets. Shinjuku Gyoen is a huge garden in one of the central areas of Tokyo, and it's always full of people. The crowds are so huge on some trails that it feels like you're still on a subway. And there are also a lot of foreigners here, and children. But it seems to me that the children should be bored here. Oh, by the way, you can stand in a queue for an hour waiting for a coffee at Starbucks. Good luck. If you think that Hanami is a calm and silent admiration of flowers, you're bound to be disappointed. I'd like to say that the Japanese eat a little and drink a little under the cherry blossoms, but it'd be more appropriate to say that they overeat and overdrink. Fortunately, everything's more or less civilized here. I think it's time to like this video because I'm going all the way to Kunitachi to show Daigaku Street. When you leave the station, you immediately see a huge amount of cherry blossoms. All you need is to choose which side to go deep into the city. You can find a cafe for every taste. And even on a sunny weekday at lunchtime, you still can find free seats. I was also impressed by the architecture of the Tokyo University of Commerce. And look at these bikes! I also want to warn you that you have to go at least to the overpass. An incredible view of the entire street opens from here. Ginkgo trees were also planted among the sakura trees, so I recommend coming here also for inspiration in autumn. At the end of the street, you can visit the Yabu Tenmangu Shrine, and nearby is Yuranosato Onsen. But if you only want Hanami and decided to go back to central Tokyo, I recommend you stop halfway and visit Nakashira Park near Kichijoji Station. I think this is one of the best areas to rent an apartment to live in. As you can see, it's really crowded here, and I even doubt whether they really enjoying the cherry blossom. and I witnessed several accidents on these boats. There is also a zoo, and to the north of this park is a museum of Studio Ghibli, as well as a cute Buddhist temple. So don't be too lazy to walk more than just around the pond. Really, don't be that lazy. It's time to visit the most stereotypical place, Yoyogi Park. It's beautiful at any time of the year and quite boring. It's also crowded absolutely every day. The real Hanami looks like this. As far as I understand, sakura starts blooming here the earliest in Tokyo because the cherry blossoms haven't almost faded in Yoyogi Park. But you have to come here in the morning and start your day with a visit to the Meiji Shrine. There is another no less popular place at the final stop of the Ginza line. There are parks and squares with sakura on both banks of the Sumida River. It's beautiful both during the day and night, and it also offers a cool view of the world's highest TV tower, Tokyo Sky Tree. You can also take a ferry ride and visit Senso, the oldest Buddhist temple in Tokyo. And one more time, you might feel like you're in a subway car at 8 AM walking through this narrow, busy shopping street. The temple was bombed and destroyed after an air raid on Tokyo on March 10 during the World War II. It was rebuilt and now it's a symbol of rebirth and peace for the Japanese people. There are also several sakura trees, so it's impossible not to take good pictures here. Three stops from Sumida Park is another no less famous place for Hanami, Ueno Park. If you suddenly don't like crowded places, you can take the Shinkansen and go north to Niigata or Nagano. And if you are persistently trying to enjoy the beauty of sakura in Ueno Park, then don't forget to turn from the central alley and go down to the lake. You can also take a boat ride here for 500 yen. There is a quite popular zoo and a Buddhist temple on an island, similarly to Inokashira Park. I also recommend visit the National Museum of Nature and Science. There is a cool exhibition dedicated to dinosaurs and much more. And one of the best places I found while searching the internet is Koishikawa Korakuen Garden. The entrance fee is only 300 yen and it's worth it. It's one of the best and oldest Japanese gardens in Tokyo, built at the beginning of the Edo period. Like most traditional Japanese gardens, Koishikawa Korakuen attempts to reproduce famous landscapes in miniature, using ponds, stones, trees, and man-made hills to replicate both Japanese and Chinese scenery. It's beautiful here both in spring and autumn. This is definitely one of my favorite. I also visited one more interesting place in this area. It stretches along the Kanda River, Edogawa Park. The place is definitely not popular among tourists. Here you can meet many elderly people, young parents with children, and students because of Waseda and Ochanomizu universities. And if you have time, I also recommend you to visit Gokokuji Buddhist Temple. It's only 2 bus stops away from here. And opposite to the previous place is Chidori Gafuchi Park, near the Hanzomon Gate and subway station. This is a 700-meter footpath surrounded by cherry blossoms on all sides. It was crazy crowded. But what did I expect being in the heart of Tokyo? On the other side of the park is the Imperial Palace. A little further south are the National Theatre, the Supreme Court, and the National Diet Building. Therefore, I decided to go to a more peaceful but no less picturesque place, Rikugian Garden. It's located in the north of Tokyo near Komagoma Station. Built around 700, the Rikugian reproduce in miniature 88 scenes from famous poems. The garden is a good example of an Edo period strolling garden and features a large central pond surrounded by man-made hills and forested areas, all connected by a network of trails. Unfortunately, the big sakura tree had already faded at the shooting time, but it's set at the entrance. However, there is still one small sakura near the tea house. It should be especially beautiful here in autumn due to the huge amount of red maple. And the last place I visited where people gathered to enjoy the cherry blossoms is Asukayama Park near Oji Station. It's one of the first public parks of the new capital of Japan, built at the beginning of the 18th century. There are approximately 600 sakura trees and almost no foreigners. Therefore, you can really enjoy Hanami and see how the locals do it after work on Friday. The atmosphere is specific, but to each their own. I hope you enjoyed the video and it helped you decide on your favorites. Write in the comments where exactly you'd like to go and enjoy the cherry blossoms. And do you know of any other places with lots of sakura besides the coast of the Tama River and Mount Takao? I was just too lazy to go all the way there. By the way, I have created a list in Google Maps with all these places to make it easier to find them. The link is in description. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. See you soon, bye bye.